So here's a definition of manifestation for you. I read recently that manifestation is the art of bringing something from the non-physical into the physical realm. The thing that gets in the way of this is resistance, emotional resistance. Hi, I'm Gail Marie from 6 Dimensions of Healing, and I've been a spiritual counsellor for over 23 years now, helping people to find their purpose, direction, and meaning in life. Emotional resistance is pushing against something you don't want and hoping like hell it will go away. And you may think it's normal to do this after all, because you don't want it, and we all do this. But we live in an inclusion-based universe, and you can't push against anything hard enough for it to go away. Instead, you bring it towards you. You see, emotional resistance is the thorn in the side of manifestation, because what we want and vibrate, we attract. What we don't want and vibrate, we still attract. So we're actually like a magnet. We're all in constant state of attraction. It's just that we're not always attracting what we want. When people talk about manifestation, what they're really talking about is wanting that new car, the new house, that loving partner, or the job they've been waiting for. Manifestation is seen as attracting more of the things they want in their lives and less of the things they don't want. And I'm all for that 100%. But if you want to attract something great and you haven't, then you need to know how you're getting in your own way. The getting in your way part is called emotional resistance. For example, if you want a new car and your old one keeps breaking down, so you're afraid of getting into it because every time you do, something is likely to go wrong, then guess what you're focused on? And it's not the shiny new Mustang. If you want to manifest love in your life and your loving partner hasn't shown up yet, then you need to know what the emotional resistance is so that you can clear the path like a runway for a landing. It could be something like, I don't want to get hurt again. And that makes sense if it's happened before. But instead of acknowledging the resistance, what happens is that most people either think that the universe isn't on their side, or it's just not working for them, or it's not their time. Because even though they try, they can't get this manifestation thing working. The paradox is that even thinking this is emotional resistance. So here are just 3 ways emotional resistance gets in your way and stops you from manifesting those things you really want. And the great news is that they're all transformable because they're about what you believe. The first one, my dreams are too big, so I don't believe they're possible. Well, they're not really. You just haven't expanded to the size of your dreams yet. Number 2, others don't believe in my dreams. This will always happen. Others haven't been given the vision you have, so don't share your dreams with others just yet. And number 3, my reality, the world around me, doesn't support my dreams. And when we look around and don't find evidence of our dreams having manifested or getting closer, we lose hope of our dreams ever manifesting. All of these are forms of emotional resistance and will hold your manifestations back. So how can we hack our emotional resistance and get back on that manifesting train? Because that's what resistance does. It stops us from manifesting the things we really want, such as love, happiness, relationships, fun, laughter, and of course the overseas travel and the cars and the holidays. But there is another way of putting this. Rather than emotional resistance stopping our manifestations, imagine resistance as the train that jumps the tracks of a railway so it's travelling in a different direction. We're still manifesting, but we're on a different path, so it's not necessarily the things that we want. The only way we can alleviate the pain and anguish that emotional resistance creates is by closing the gap, the pain gap between where we are now, not having stuff, and feeling the resistance, and where our soul guidance is standing. Because emotional resistance causes emotional pain. It's the tension between your opinion on this subject and your higher self's opinion on this subject, which is smack bang in the middle of our soul's blueprint, calling us towards our purpose. Your soul guidance will always take the higher path or the higher truth, and that's because that's what you want too. That's your soul's purpose. It's like a mother guiding her child across the road. She takes the child's hand, shows the child to look both ways, and crosses the road safely. But when the child has to do this without the mother, he's a little more uncertain. So he remembers the instructions from his mother, he looks both ways, and he guides himself across. It's when we remember the instructions or the call of our soul's blueprint that we feel more guided and connected to our path. This is when we're in the flow of happiness and synchronicities and love. Resistance isn't a thing or an emotion, it's actually guidance. The emotional pull we feel is the tension between our belief on the subject we're thinking about and what our soul guidance believes on that same subject. So our emotional resistance is soul guidance. It's just not packaged like harps and angels because you haven't heard them calling so far, so in come the heavy guns. Resistance is nudging you to change course on your soul's blueprint. It's the path to your soul's purpose. Where we really want to be is on the path allowing, which is the path of our soul's blueprint, because it's the stream of well-being. There isn't a stream of poverty or a stream of sickness or of loneliness. There is only a stream of well-being. It's the path of our soul's blueprint. And we're either on this path or we've jumped tracks and taken a detour. And our emotional resistance is letting us know, nudging us back on course. Because when we're feeling in sync with life, that's the path towards our soul's purpose. It's the whispering of guidance, the gentle call of Source, and the manifestations that we want that unfold graciously. Thanks for joining me.